Hey guys, it's Chelsea here. Happy Easter. I'm glad to join you guys in your living rooms today. And let's get started in a comfortable seat on your mat. You'll need a couple things today. You'll need 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, pillows or towels work great. And a strap or a belt. Awesome. So finding your comfortable seat, maybe sitting cross-legged or hips on heels, and make sure that your hips are as high or a little bit higher than the knees so the knees can relax down. Good. You can rest your palms facing down on the thighs and start to feel your sit bones get nice and heavy, growing out from the pelvis, feeling the spine lengthen. Taking a big breath in. Exhale, feel your shoulders soften down the back. The head is light above the shoulders. The hips, the legs, the feet grounding down into the earth. And if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes. Fill the belly with air, the lungs. Feeling the chest expand. And do a nice slow exhalation, feeling your body soften. Let's do 3 more. Breathing in, expanding. Exhale, finding ease in the body, letting anything go that you don't need anymore. Full breath in. Full breath out, side out. One more. Exhale, let it go. Good. Keeping the eyes closed, do a quick scan of the body from the head all the way down to the feet. Noticing what is here now. Feeling into the body sensations. Noticing where you're feeling maybe a little bit tight. And also where you find ease in the body. Letting that go, bringing your awareness up to the mind, to the thinking center, and checking into the weather going on there. Taking note of how your day has passed and what is here now. Knowing that whatever you're feeling is perfectly okay. Letting that go, taking a full breath in, full breath out. You can bring the hands to hover over the eyes, allowing the eyes to flutter open. And releasing the hands down. Our next pose is Alexander arm stretch. You'll need a block on your mat and make sure that there's nothing above the head. You can move your props to the feet end of the mat. Lying down on your side, you're going to shift the block back. So I'm going to see if I can do this with my mic. There we go. There we go. So the back of the head is on the block. Hands are stacked together like crocodile arms. Knees are stacked together. And it's almost like there's a little piece of glue between the knees. The knees don't shift. You can start to reach the top arm forward and back. Forward and back. And then begin to arc the arm up towards the ear into the 12 o'clock position. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Opening, so both hands are spreading wide in a T position. You can begin to arc the arm back towards the ear. Take your gaze back to the bottom hand. And we'll do that 2 more times. Reaching and retracting the arm. Slowly arcing the straight arm up overhead to the ear. Taking your gaze to the ceiling. Spreading wide from the heart. You can press the back of the bottom arm, reaching wide. Gently warming up the shoulders. Arcing back through center. Restacking the hands. Last one on this side. Reaching up. Spiraling open. Feeling that gentle twist of the spine. Slowly bringing the arm back. We're going to change sides. You can just flip your knees over, but for me, I'm going to switch to the other side. And this is a side that I personally have a shoulder injury, so I'm going to modify on this side. We're starting with the spiraling the heart up towards the ceiling, opening through the chest. Inhaling, bringing the arm back to the ear. Back to the bottom. Forward. And the arm plug into the shoulder. Moving on the ribs. We'll move into the second round. Inhaling. Exhale, opening into your T shape. Coming back through center. Restacking the hands. Last one. Really feeling into the whole shoulder as you spiral open. Take a full breath in. Exhale to close. Good. You can press up. Move your block to the side. And come to all fours. For me, I like to stack my wrists. For you, you might like palms facing down. Cat cow. Tip the sit bones up to the ceiling. Feel the belly hang heavy as you open through the heart. Gaze looked up. Exhale, curling the pelvis under. Moving vertebrae by vertebrae, rounding up to the ceiling. Moving in your own timing, really feeling that gentle opening of the back body. The spine, the shoulders, the neck. Last one, both directions. Resetting into a neutral spine. Reach the left toes long, right arm at shoulder height, and then lift the heel up to hip height. Good. Puff up the low back just a little bit. Exhale, let's curl it in, knee to elbow. Inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, bring it through center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Last one, nice and long. And bring it down. Other side. Right toes reach long as we lift the left arm to shoulder height. Exhale, kicking the heel up to hip height. Good, let's curl it in. Inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Last one. Exhale. Bring it down into all fours. Ribs in a barrel. And if you want to be extra spicy, you could think you're in a whiskey barrel, bringing the ribs all the way around as if you could touch every single surface. You can get the hips, the elbows involved, really warming up through the spine, the hips, the shoulders. Going one direction at first. This should feel really, really good. And reverse directions. Making sure that you touch every surface, getting that full expansion, spaciousness into the joints, into the muscles. Returning to your tabletop position. Let's step into our first downward facing dog. Lift the hips high, starting with a deep bend in the knees, bringing your belly to your thighs. Let's walk our dog, bending one knee, the other, shifting the hips left and right. And finally, start to settle into stillness. Lift the left leg up into three-legged dog, bending the knee, dog on a fire hydrant. Circle the femur bone, the upper leg bone, in the hip socket. Warming up the hip and reverse directions. Shooting the left leg long, turning your hips to face the floor. Bring it down through center and switch legs. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip circles. Stirring the femur bone in the hip socket like you're stirring a big pot of soup. Good, and reverse. Kick the right leg long. And exhale, step it forward, coming all the way up to standing. Tadasana, feet are hip distance apart. Lifting the kneecaps up, getting nice and tall, and finding some ease in the body. Closing down the eyes if your balance allows. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands down to the side. Two more, lifting up. Exhale, lower. Last one, reach up. Good. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Frame your feet, step back into plank. Knees up or down. Slowly lowering onto the belly. Hugging the elbows in. Reach your toes away. Press the pubic bone into the floor and start to slide the shoulder blades down the back. As you peel the heart up, take your gaze forward. Good. Slowly lengthening back down on the floor. We'll do two more. Inhale, starting with the shoulder blades. lengthening through the neck. Exhale, lower. Last one. Getting nice and long as you lift. Exhale, bringing it down to the floor. Inhale, press up through tabletop. Bring the right foot forward. And I personally like to frame my foot for this one, just warming up the hips a little bit more. We're gonna track them forward and back, and we're not worrying about going into a full half splits. We're just allowing the pelvis to feel heavy, to mobilize the femur bone in the hip socket. Good, let's change some of our directions. So you can kind of shift in a diagonal. You can change the other diagonal way. Just really getting on as many planes as you can. Good. Moving in your pain-free range, not forcing anything, just gently opening. Good. You can stop through center. Squeeze the legs together as you lift all the way up. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Driving down through the front heel. Plug the arms into the shoulders, broadening through the chest. Take a big breath in. Exhale to come down, curl the toes under, lifting the back leg long, reaching the thigh up towards the ceiling. We're gonna take our right hand to the heart, spinning it open to the side. Make sure that you hug your front leg in. Reach up with the right arm to the ceiling. Allow your hips to get a little heavier, sinking down. Good. You can frame your front foot. And we're gonna do a quick jump switch. Nice. Let's set the right knee down and begin to mobilize, shifting forward and back. Allowing the pelvis to feel heavy, feeling into the hamstrings, into the quadriceps, the glutes. And you can start to play now, shifting maybe on a diagonal, doing a bit of a figure eight, being creative. Just noticing where your body wants to move and maybe where it doesn't. Good. We'll do one more. Coming back through center, squeezing the legs in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Broaden through the chest. Allow your legs to be heavy, rooting down into the earth. The upper body light, growing like the branches of a tree, reaching for the sunlight. Exhale, frame your front foot. Curl the back toes under, lifting your thigh up high. Good. Take your left hand to the heart, spin it to your side wall, wherever that may be in your home. Good. Get nice and long from the heel, up through the thigh, up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. Good. Bringing the left hand down. We're going to do a little bit of a stick bug motion, shifting forward and back, getting a little momentum to step the right foot forward to meet the left in a standing forward fold. My mic is falling. Good. Grab opposite elbow, sway side to side, allowing your hips to shift. Maybe you feel some creaky crackies, working out those joints. Good. Release the elbows. Moving back through center. Hands on the shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Lift all the way up to the ceiling. And bring it down. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down. Good. Inhale, expanding, feeling light on the upswing. Exhale, bringing the energy down in through the legs, down through the feet. Last one, reaching wide from the heart. Exhale, release the arms down. Bring your hands to heart center, little bow. And if you'd like to make an intention for your practice today, now's a really good time to do it. Slowly fluttering the eyes open, releasing the hands. So stepping hip distance apart, we're going to move into chair pose. Arms are going to stay at shoulder height, palms facing each other. So as if someone was holding your hands, begin to sit back into your chair. Bring the hips back, the knees back, and then lengthen through the low back especially. We tend to get that exaggerated curve. We do want a natural curve, but we want space between the vertebrae. Good. We're going to take the hands onto the thighs and do a little neck mobilization, chin to chest, rolling the right ear to the right shoulder, down through center, over to the other side. Good. Let's do a couple more. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one. Good. Let's bring our arms back up to shoulder height and we'll press up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and tall. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring it down. Last one, reach wide. Exhale down. Good. Let's bring the arms back up to shoulder height, sitting into our chair pose. Knees back, hips back, lengthen. Drop those shoulders away from the ears. Good. I'm going to give you a little break, or what feels like a break. Hands on the thighs. We're going to rotate and shoulder check. So take a look over the left shoulder, tuck the chin, back through center, right shoulder, tuck. Good. Keep the hips low, over to the other side, and tuck. Over to the right, tuck. Last one. Rotating, tuck. And lift those shoulders up, pressing up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. 2 more, sweep up. Exhale, bring it down. Last one. And lower. Arms reach up to shoulder height. Sitting back into the chair. Bring the knees back, the hips back. Relax the shoulder blades away from the ears. Good. Get a little bit more length through the spine. You should really feel the hamstring kind of tighten where the glute meets. Good. You'll feel those hamstrings turn on, the glutes on. Beautiful. Release your hands down. Take your right ear to your right shoulder and tuck the chin. You might get a little double chin. That's pretty normal. Inhale, over to the other side and tuck. Good. Bring it to the right, tuck. Over to the left, tuck. One more each side and tuck. Good. Last one and tuck. Arms reach up. Let's press up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a little bit faster. Inhale, we're going to reach up to the ceiling, come up onto the tippy toes. Squeeze the legs. You might wibble wobble here. Good. And lower. Shake it out. Nice. We're going to move our blocks forward and come to stand in Warrior 1. Hips are going to face the short edge of the mat. The back foot is at a 45-degree angle, and we'll reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Good. Allow those hips to sink down. The front knee is bent. Broaden through the chest. Find some ease and length through the upper body, the crown of the head. Inhale, spin into your warrior two. You might want to shift the back foot a little further away. That's totally normal. And make sure your hips are the same long line as your mat. Good. Keep the knee tracking over the ankle. Engage the outside of the right glute. And take your gaze over the right fingertips. Begin to slide the left hand down the left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Exalted warrior. Back through center. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. I'm a little bit tighter on my shoulders, so I'm going to reach those knuckles down. I'm going to keep a diamond shape with the elbows so I can keep the opening through the front of the chest. So bringing the right shoulder to the right knee. Take your gaze to the back foot. You can lift your knuckles up, but feel the reach opposite directions from the elbows. Good. Allow the neck to be tractioned away from the shoulders with the weight of the head. Take a full breath in and out. Press into the feet to release. Back into warrior two. Release the arms down, and we'll transition to the other side. You might need to step in a little bit, starting with warrior one. Hips are facing the short edge of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Expanding through the heart. Feeling energy moving up the arms, out through the fingers. But it's this light, easy energy. The legs are strong, supporting the upper body, the torso. Open up into your warrior two. Step back a little bit more. Keep the bend of the front knee tracking over the ankle. And turn your body to face the long edge of the mat. Looking over the left fingers. Let's lift the shoulders up to the ears, what we never do, and then melt them away. Slide the right hand down the right thigh. Inhale, look up, exalted warrior. Really breathing into the left side ribs. Soft neck, soft gaze. Back through warrior two. Clasp the fingers behind the back. Reach the fingers down and bring the left shoulder to relax away from the shoulders. You can bring the knuckles up towards the ceiling, and if you're really open, your arms will be straight. But if you're tight like me, you can do the diamond shape. Finding the expansion coming from the elbows, keeping the openness in the chest rather than collapsing with more tension. Release your fingers. Windmill the arms back up into your warrior two. Losing my mic. Let's see if I can figure this out. There we go. Good. And step forward into Tadasana. Reach up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring the hands down. Good, two more, sweeping up. You can close your eyes if balance allows. And down. This is a standing rest pose. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring it down. And lift the hands to heart center. Little bow. Good. We're going to transition into tree pose, into a balancing pose. And I know a lot of people can go into a really full, deep tree, but I like to start with a baby tree. I find that we get full engagement through the hips, the glutes, and we're not just hanging out in our joints. So really feel the left foot spread wide on the mat. We're going to bend through the right toes, take the right heel to the inner left ankle, and we're going to press the two together. And you should feel a little bit of a lift. Good, engaging the glutes. You'll feel the glutes gently pressing together. Good, opening through the front of the hips. Hands at heart center, thumb knuckles in the sternum. Finding that beautiful length, ease and softness through the chest, the shoulders. The legs are holding up the whole pose. And then begin to grow your branches, getting nice and expansive from the heart. And now let's play with a little wind. So wind can just come from anywhere. And you're just going to start to mobilize the arms. Playing with your balance is a lot easier in this version, I'll tell you that. Good. Getting some wind. If you fall out, and you can get back in. Good. And then the wind slowly starts to die. And we get that beautiful stillness once more. Rooting down through the feet. Feeling the trunk of the body, the legs, the torso. And then slowly bringing the hands back to heart center. Releasing the feet, shaking it out. Other side. Good. Grounding down through the right foot. Take the left heel to the inner right ankle, finding that pressure. Good. Growing out of the roots. Beautiful. You'll feel opening through the hips, a little bit of external rotation, squeezing the glutes, easy torso, easy upper body. That beautiful, effortless length through the spine. Hands at heart center. Grounding down and rising up. Inhale, grow your branches. Good. And when you're ready, you can start to feel the breeze. You can mobilize through the upper body. And sometimes you fall out. That's okay. Good. It doesn't matter which direction it's coming from. You're just playing with your balance mechanics and going with the wind. Good. Come back through center. Start to settle. Feel the energy move downwards, grounding, rooting in. As you bring your hands back to heart center, releasing the left leg, shake it out. Good. And now you can transition into the full version. Starting with the left foot. Feel the feet spread. Let's lift the right knee up to hip height and then open it up in external rotation. Good. You can grab for the foot and place it in the inner thigh or on the calf. Again, feel the thigh meet the foot meet the thigh. Hands at heart center. Legs are strong, steady, firm, heavy. The upper body is expanding, light, easy, movable. Good. Grow your branches. And if you're feeling brave, you can start to sway with the wind. Now this one you tend to fall out a lot more, and I can't guarantee that I can stay in, but I'm going to play. Good. And that wind was just a little too strong. Nice. So play a little bit more. If you close your eyes, it definitely makes it harder. Nice. Begin to settle. Slow it down. take your hands to heart center. Right foot meets the left. Shake it out. Lifting the left knee up to hip height. Expanding it out, externally rotating it. And then take your sole of your foot and press it into the inner thigh. Good. Feel the glutes meeting each other, engaging. Hands move to heart center. Nice, strong, firm, steady legs. And out grows the branches. Expanding, broadening through the chest. Keeping the shoulders soft. Start to find your wind. And usually one side's a little easier than the other. Sometimes not. It really depends on the day. I find every day is very different. Good. And start to settle. Like the snowflakes in a snow globe. Finding that stillness at the bottom. Slowly bringing your branches in to heart center. And release. Shake it out. Good. Take a big, wide step on your mat. Wide angle pose. Lift the right toes up, and then you're going to rotate from the femur bone out or inwards. Same thing, other side. Toes lift up and turn them in. If you need to widen a little bit more, you can. Pull the kneecaps up, hands on the hips. Exhale, fold halfway. Lengthen through the spine. Feel the sit bones move backwards, the crown lengthen forwards. And then begin to hinge at the hip crease so you can take your weight into the balls of the feet. Walk your hands forward into a downward dog shape. Good. This is just a different variation of wide angle. And I find it especially nice when you're a little bit tighter in the low back or the hip flexors. Good. Really feel the neck release from the shoulders. Taking your gaze to the hip crease. Legs are still active here. Good. Strong legs. Lift your hands up to the hips. And come up halfway, re-lengthening, grounding down as you press all the way up. Heel toeing the feet a little closer together, Malasana. So for Malasana, the feet are slightly wider than hip distance apart, and we'll take our hands to heart center, moving into a deep squat. You can bring your knees outward, slowly lowering down, down, down. For me, I like to make a little fist and cup it. This is just better on my wrists, but you might want to keep hands in prayer. Good. Really feel the hips heavy. If you're really tight, if you're up here, you can slide those blocks underneath so you have a little bench to sit on. Good. Opening through the heart. Lengthening as the tailbone slowly melts down to the floor. Allowing your breath to smooth out any areas of tension you might feel in the hips, the back, the shoulders. And we'll come and sit all the way down for our floor series. But don't get too excited because we're going to start with a little bit of core work. Grab your strap or a blanket and just have it by your side. And we'll also be using our block in a minute. So we'll start with our feet out in front of us, legs are together, and we'll sit just behind the sit bone so you're leaning back a little bit. Nice. I want you to walk the feet in. We're balancing just behind the sit bones, and then grab your strap. I like mine folded in half because we don't really need it that long. We're going to take it in to the arch of the feet for half boat. Now, if you're an advanced practitioner, this will be really easy. So I want you to focus on pulling your heart forward. Good. Lengthening up through the spine and look just past your toes. Nice. Begin to straighten out the legs into full boat with help, of course. Pull the arms back. Take your gaze just beyond the toes. Expand through the heart. And if you're new, you might roll back. That's quite often what happens for beginners. It's kind of funny, but no harm done. Good. And let's slowly bring it all the way down. Take your right shin forward and fold over the legs. Walk the hands back up to the shins as we sit all the way. Same thing, this time we're not going to use a strap. So just sitting behind the sit bones, arms are at shoulder height, palms facing each other. We'll start with the right shin up and then the left shin up. Squeeze the legs together, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the left shin forward. Let's slide over those legs in a beautiful forward fold. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Walking the hands back up to the shins. This time we're going to use our 2-piece fingers. Grab for those big toes. Good. You can have the knees open to start. We're going to walk. So we're balancing just behind the sit bones. Slowly lifting into our half boat and then moving into full boat. Push your toes into your fingers into your toes. Nice, squeeze the legs together. Take your gaze forward and up. Beautiful. Find a nice long spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. And release. Right shin forward. Sliding over the legs. Good. Walk all the way up. Our next posture is Janu Shirsana, which is head to knee pose. For most of us, we can't get our head to our knees, but that is the direction that we're aiming for. So starting with the feet out front in staff pose, getting nice and tall, take your right foot in to the inner left leg. Good. If you can't, press that right knee down. If you need a little bit more support, you can slide a prop underneath, a pillow, a blanket, whatever. For me, my knee hovers a little bit, so I'm going to use a strap. It's just the perfect height. Inhale, grow your arms, your branches. Feeling the sit bones moving downwards. Start to lengthen over the leg, keeping the spine long, not bending just yet. The kneecaps are pulling up. Good. And then drop where you may, round over the leg. Nice. Inhale, take your gaze up. Lift the heart, expand the heart. Exhale, round forward. 2 more, lifting up. Exhale, round. Last one. Up and round. Take the left hand in the inner left leg. Reach the right arm up and over for a beautiful side bend. Breathing into the right ribs. Inhale, up through center. Face the front leg, again, the long leg, and we'll move into a bit of a spinal twist. Right hand in the outer left leg. Take your gaze slowly over the left shoulder, keeping it soft, easy. Inhale through center, and let's switch out the legs. Both legs long, staff pose. Take the inner left foot or the sole of the left foot into the inner right leg, and then face your right leg. Good. Reach up long by the ears and hinge forward. Drop wherever you are today. Round over the leg. And then take a look up. Open through the heart. Good. Playing with rounding and expanding. 2 more. Last one. Going all the way up. Slide the right hand, the inner right leg. Left arm reaches up and over for a side bend. Breathing deeply in to the left ribs. Inhale up through center. Face your long leg. Reach the arms up high. Twist. Back of the left hand in the outer right leg, softly looking over the right shoulder. Grow nice and tall. And find some ease, softness. Slowly moving out. Let's move on to the floor. Reach the right leg up to the ceiling, bending the knee and externally rotating the leg. Reach the arms through the window for figure 4. You can press the elbow into the inner thigh of the right leg, tucking the chin, lengthening the back of the neck. Good. Release the legs down, arms open wide by your side, and we'll move into a twist, bringing the right foot down to the floor or to a block. Allowing the breath to settle, the body to relax. Press into the back of the arms, lifting the legs back up through center. Unhook the right leg. Left leg lifts up to the ceiling. Bend the knee, externally rotate, and reach for the right thigh. Figure 4. Release the right thigh, bringing the arms down. Right foot touches the ground, twisting over to the right. Take a nice cleansing breath in and out. Pressing into the arms, using your core to lift up through center, unhooking the legs, tuck the knees in towards the stomach, giving them a nice big hug, rocking side to side. lengthening out on the floor for our final pose, Shavasana. Getting comfortable, maybe grabbing a pillow for your head or a blanket, some socks. And then settling into stillness in your own timing. Feeling the floor underneath you, supporting you, holding you here and now. And feeling the openness, the lightness of the front side of the body touching the air. Noticing these two energies meeting in the center. The solidness of the floor beneath and the openness of the air above. Staying here for 5 more breaths. Deepen your breath. Take a full breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Starting to wiggle the fingers, the toes. Reaching up overhead like an early morning stretch. Beginning to make your way over to your side. And pressing all the way up to a comfortable seat. Guiding your hands to heart center. Let's take 3 breaths of intention together. On the inhale, we give that gift to ourselves. On the exhale, we send it out and we share it with everyone, no exceptions. Breathing in peace, giving that gift to yourself. Exhale, give it away. Breathing in assurance. Exhale, give it away. And lastly, breathing in faith. Exhale, give it away. Taking your thumb knuckles in between the eyebrows. Namaste. Happy Easter. Thanks for practicing with me tonight, and have a great night.